All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. We are in a new chapter today, and with a new chapter, we are going to go ahead and get into a new topic, and that topic is multiplying by two-digit numbers times a multiple of 10. Let me kind of show that to you. First off, we have our two-digit number, 83, two digits. Now, next, we have our multiple of 10, 30, and we want to go ahead and multiply these two numbers together. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but it's not an impossible one, so just follow along as I'm talking about this. The first step that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at that number 30, and we're going to think to ourselves, can I break it down into a 10 times a number? Well, I know that 30 also equals 3 times 10. So now what I can do, instead of saying 83 times 30, I can say 83 times 3 times 10. Now, what I can do now is I can go ahead and take what we call the associative property. Remember, the associative property, we take our parentheses. And I can take my associative property and group this together. So now I'm going to think to myself, what's 83 times 3? And then multiply that times 10. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we can do 83 times 3. So let's think about this. If I take 83 times 3, I know that 3 times 3 is going to be 9. And I know that 80 times 3 is going to be 240. So now I have 249. That's what this equals right here. So now what I have to do is I have to finish multiplying that by 10. And of course, when we multiply something by 10, all we do is we just simply add a 0 to it. So now I have 249, but then I have that extra 0 on the end of it. And then, of course, I want to put my comma in there. So now my final answer is going to be 2,490. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're talking about today. That is one step that we can do. Another thing that we can do, this is going to be a second step that we can do. Let's just say I have 24 times 20. Again, I have my two-digit number times a multiple of 10. Two-digit number times a multiple of 10, 24 times 20. What I can do is I can think to myself, okay, I'm going to work first off looking at the 0. And I'm going to think to myself, I have 0 ones, 0 ones. I'm going to go ahead and see how many times, if I take 24, 0 ones, how many is that going to be? Well, 24, 0 times anything is going to be 0. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a 0 in my ones place. Now I'm going to go ahead and look over at this 2 right here. I'm going to think to myself, okay, if I have two 24s, two 24s, ladies and gentlemen, how much is that going to be? Well, I know that 24 and 24 equals 48. So ladies and gentlemen, my answer to this one is going to be 480. All right, so those are two different ways that we're going to be multiplying two-digit numbers by a multiple of 10. Thank you for checking this out, and I'll talk to you later.